everybody, it's Ian the Off-Kilter Crafter. I hope you're having a great day today. Today I'm going to be testing out and reviewing a semi-new product from Cricut. It is the Strong Bond Holographic Iron-On. This means that you can put it onto tote bags, shirts, clothing, that's part of shirts, but anyways, you can put it onto all the things that you can iron on. You can even do iron-on vinyl onto like wood, so you can make custom signs and stuff and iron it onto that wood surface as well. So lots of different uses for it. I wanted to kind of test this out and see what I thought about it. Like I said, semi-new product, not all that new. They've had infusible ink and some of the mosaic kind of vinyls coming out lately. But like I said, I wanted to try this out and see what I thought, because it's really, really reflective and really, really shiny. It's not going to show up very well in the camera here, but as you can see, it is super shiny and really great for doing some cool effects with. So I have a design in mind for today's project, so let's go ahead and get started working on that. And just in case you were wondering, I didn't mention this before, but this is the translucent blue. Cricut does offer several colors in this translucent, or holographic I should call it. The different holographic iron-on vinyls have several different holographic colors to them, and if I think about that, I will put it down in the description, so that way you have a list of it. And I always hate these stupid plastic protective coverings because they never tear. Like, there's supposed to be a strip here that you can just go zoop all the way up, and it never seems to work that way for me. I don't know if it's because of the Texas heat or like what's going on, but give me a second, let me get this open. It also always frustrates me because we have the piece of tape here. It may not show up on camera, but there's a piece of tape right here, and it's always very difficult to try and remove this without like damaging the vinyl, especially if you're dealing with like regular vinyl. Sometimes you can accidentally cause some problems. It doesn't matter so much on the iron-on vinyls because this is just the transfer and protective sheet that you're dealing with. Like, you're going to be cutting on this side. This is just the protective side. But anyways, it's a little frustrating, and I wish we could find a better solution for that. Anyways, so here is our iron-on vinyl, and it looks spectacular. It has such a depth to it, and it's interesting too because I can actually see through it. I can see my hand underneath there, so maybe I don't know how that's gonna. Oh, you can see me. Hi everyone. I don't know how that's gonna work on different types of clothing. That might be. You might need to think about what's going on underneath that pattern. So if you have like a specific pattern that you're ironing this onto, it might show through. Just a thought on that. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the cut process. It's pretty simple. Y'all have seen a Cricut cut a million times. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump through that, but I'm gonna cut this out and get it ready to go. I know I said I was gonna go ahead and start cutting, but I just wanted to remind everybody, whenever you're working with an iron-on material, make sure to put it pretty side down, so that way you're cutting the actual vinyl and not cutting into the transfer sheet and all that good stuff. So you're gonna put when you're dealing with iron-on, make sure that you're putting the pretty side down. And then also don't forget to mirror your image, so that way it's not coming out backwards whenever you flip it over to actually apply it onto your piece. So there it is. I've put it upside down, and this one may be a little difficult to tell the difference between shiny side and not shiny side because we have one side's the white, one side's the blue. Just remember, whatever color you bought is the color that goes down. That may or may not make sense. That was a lot of information. But anyways, you should be able to figure out which is the good side and which is not. So I'm put this down on my mat, and now I'm gonna go ahead and start cutting it. Okay guys, what did I tell y'all about mirroring your image before you cut it out? But like a dummy, I talked about it and then didn't even freaking do it. So I'm gonna have to cut this again because this is totally like unacceptable now. As you can see, I can read it clearly, which means that whenever I iron it on, it won't. So crap. This is what happens, guys. This is what happens. So I too waste vinyl just like you do. So anyways, thankfully we only take it about 6 inches of it, so about half a mat. So I'll pull this off and start again. Dang it. Alright, I have cut out my piece again and made sure to mirror it so that way it was going the correct way, and now I'm going to weed it. Let's see how... Where do I want to start? Let's see how easy it is to weed this material. It is apparently not easy at the moment. Let's see if I can even... There we go. Alright, finally. Got it going. Alright, so once you get it going, seems to be okay, but it definitely, if you don't get it in the right spot, it's a little harder to weed, I feel like, than the typical iron-on. Okay, I've weeded everything out. To me, it seems like that this is a little more difficult to weed out than typical vinyl. Regular iron-on vinyl. Maybe it's because it's the strong bond. I don't think I've ever worked with the strong bond before, so this that might be what it is. Not 100% sure. Did get it done, and no problem getting everything cleaned out like it should be, and no worries about tearing, but just seemed a little more difficult. All right, let's go ahead and set up the heat press and get that ready to go. All right, I'm using the website, which is for Cricut, is the cricut.com/heat guide, and I've gone in and turned the correct settings on so that it's the Easy Press 2, which is currently heating up over here off of the camera a little bit. We have the Holographic Iron-On material, 100% cotton. This is just a regular Gladen shirt in the color Sapphire. And I'm using my Cricut Easy Press mat underneath. In fact, you can see a little oopsie there from some of the infusible ink that I've used before. Always remember to put something down in between your mat and your shirt when you're working on the backside. It tells me to heat it says to preheat for 5 seconds at 330 degrees, so I'm going to go ahead and change the settings on my heat press to reflect 330 degrees, and for 30 seconds I had it up much higher and for much longer because I was working with the fusible ink there. Light pressure and warm peel. So I'm just going to put this on. I'm going to prep this cotton shirt by heating it for 5 seconds, and then I'll apply my transfer and heat it for 30 seconds. All right, let's go ahead and get that done. Also, it says to let it cool for 30 seconds, slowly remove liner, and for best results to flip the shirt over and press for another 15 seconds. Also, I'm noticing, I didn't notice this anywhere else, maybe I wasn't looking hard enough. First of all, allow 24 hours after application before washing, knew that one, but it says to hand wash inside out with cold water, hang dry. Well, that's not something that I expected, and we'll see if that's what ends up happening, because I don't really hand wash anything. I always throw it in the washing machine, so we'll see how this material holds up over time. Alright, first step is to heat for 5 seconds, so I'm going to go ahead and do that and kind of iron out all the wrinkles and stuff like that. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright. So now I'm going to set this off to the side and let this cool. Okie dokie, I've applied my transfer. I'm going to take my heat press and set it right over it and heat for 30 seconds. I am not putting anything over it because the transfer sheet is a protective sheet. You're probably supposed to use like one of those, what are those, the silicone heat things. I just do it this way and it always seems to come out just fine. So not a big deal, and I don't think you're going to end up hurting anything by doing it this way. I am using the 10x12 press to get the best results that I can. And there's the timer, so let's go ahead and pull it off. So it has supposedly applied onto the shirt. I hope I got it centered. I basically went off the center here, so hopefully it's centered like I want it to be. I'm going to flip it over onto the back because it says to heat it up for 15 seconds on the back. So let me change my Easy Press settings. And now I'm going to press on the back for 15 seconds. Now some of you may have noticed that my shirt changed colors a little bit. You can see a little bit of a darker blue where the Easy Press was. That'll go away once it cools down, and especially after you wash it. I've never seen that again once it's cooled down to room temperature. It's something to do with how the shirt is made and the inks and dyes and stuff that they use for it. I'm not exactly sure what it is about it, but for some reason it doesn't react well for, I don't know. Anyways, so I'm gonna peel this off. Was worried that it was peeling up a little bit, but I don't think so. Okay, so it really does take the color underneath. I wonder what had happened if I had used like a yellow or a red underneath. White would look pretty cool too. I don't think black would have worked very well. I think it would have been okay, but it definitely is different than what I expected whenever I got this stuff. It's a lot more translucent and maybe even transparent, really. So yeah, it looks like it's stuck on there pretty well. I'm not worried about it coming off. No, I'm bending the fabric and it's not gonna come off. But it definitely has a different, I'm used to it like soaking into the texture of the material. It's a lot different than what I was expecting. I think this is a really neat product, and I like the way that this shirt came out. It is definitely very different than what I expected. A lot of times when doing iron-on materials, it kind of takes the shape or takes the form of the material underneath it, and this one more lays on top of it. So I'm not 100% sure if I did it right, because like I said, I'm used to the fabric showing through or having that textured look to it. So I'm not sure if I did apply it 100%, but it's definitely not coming off. Like it's on this shirt and it's not gonna come off. It's just a different kind of material than what I'm used to. I also think you really need to make sure to think about your applications for this material. Like I said, in looking in the instructions, I didn't know that it was hand wash only. You can't put it in the dryer, or at least the instructions say not to put it in the dryer and to hand wash only. More than likely, I'm just gonna end up throwing it in the washing machine and see what happens. This was more of a test anyways, but really think about your applications. You may not wanna put this onto, say, like a baby onesie, because that one it's gonna need to get washed a lot, and a lot of times parents don't wanna take the time to hand wash it, so which I totally sympathize with. I understand, I get it. But, you know, just keep that in mind whenever working with this material. It is very slick and it is going to stay on top of the material. So really kind of analyze what you're going to do with that product or that shirt or that bag or whatever, and make sure that this is the right product for that use. I definitely think this has a time and place for use. Just make sure you're thinking about it. The shine is definitely very cool, and I think I should have chosen another color, or maybe I need to do another experiment to see what it looks like on a different color, because blue on blue, although a great combination, the translucentness of this material, I wonder what it would look like on a different color, or how it would affect different aspects of that material. So also keep that in mind and think if, you know, if you're doing a blue shirt, do you want the blue iron-on or do you want maybe another color? It's up to you. So many considerations with this material, but I know there is a right combination for you out there, and I highly suggest you try this material out and experiment and see what happens. Overall, I think it's a good product, and I would say if you're interested in getting it, give it a try and see what happens. I think that's gonna do it for today's video. If you like today's video, give it a thumbs up, let YouTube know that you like my video, and then hopefully YouTube will share it out across YouTube land. Also guys, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and get great updates every time I post a new video or go live. By clicking that bell notification icon and making sure your notifications are currently turned on for your iOS device or mobile device or whatever device you're on. Make sure all the settings are on. You can also get social with me by checking out all my social media links down in the description below. Make sure to check out Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and more, and get social with me. I hope everybody has a great day, and remember guys, normal's just a setting on the dryer. Bye!